So I've been learning a lot lately not to force things. So I'm starting to realize that when you force things, things just don't end up happening how you hope they will anyways. I've had a couple experiences lately. Some of it's to do with my work, trying to force an idea or trying to force something to happen. And it's like you're hitting your head against a wall because nothing is coming to you. And it's like the more you force it, the less likely you are to come up with a solution or an answer. This also happened to me recently when I've planned a trip to go away, and I had booked my train ticket, and then I found out that, my dog Lucy wasn't allowed on the train, and then all of a sudden the place I was going to visit, it wasn't looking so great on their end, and it just was trying to make this thing happen and was trying to force it, and obviously there's all these signs saying, okay, no, maybe stop trying to force this. Let's just, cut the cord now and plan it for another time. And it's just been interesting because I've also been able to see the difference between trying to force things and just letting things flow. I've noticed with my work, when I do try to force something and it's not working, to take a step back and maybe focus my attention on something else that feels a little bit more good and that is flowing more easily. I also just booked a one-way ticket to New York City, which I'm really, really excited about. And I've been wanting to do this for a really long time, but again, I didn't want to force it to happen. I wanted to make sure the timing was right. And what I mean by that is, things were actually falling into place and it was going to be an easy process to actually have this happen. And, I planted a couple seeds early on just to see if anything would come of them. Again, not forcing it, but just observing and seeing if things were going to line up for me. And all of a sudden, before I realized it, everything was falling into place and I wasn't having to force anything to really happen to make this become a reality. And so it was really interesting to see the difference between that experience and then the experience that I just had of just trying to plan a little getaway for a weekend. So definitely listen to yourself and realize when you're starting to force certain things. I remember as well, I was at my full-time job for a long time, but I knew that there was something else that I wanted to do and I just didn't know what it was. And I remember literally I'd be on my floor in tears at home at night just trying to rack my brain figuring out what else is it that I am supposed to do. And I was trying to force myself to come up with an answer, but I didn't know the answer. And the more that I was trying to come up with an answer, I felt like the further away any answer was becoming. And it wasn't until I actually just allowed myself to stop forcing it, take a step back, that the answer eventually did come to me. And it comes to you when you least expect it. As cliche as that sounds, it's so true. So definitely, like I said, realize when you're forcing things in your life and try and figure out a way to take a step back and allow things to flow a little bit more easily. I'd love for you to share this video with your friends if you feel like you know someone who could really benefit from it. And I also would love for you to subscribe to this YouTube channel. If you guys have any questions at all, don't hesitate to leave any comments below. I always love to hear your thoughts. And I will see you guys next week.